Hello everyone! I took some time again today to try to figure out glare, audio, all that stuff, and I'm hoping that the situation is a lot better than yesterday because it's really hot and I needed to be able to run my air conditioner and stream at the same time. So I learned a little bit about noise gating and I'm hoping that that helps and it isn't as choppy as last time I had the noise gate activated. So here's to that. I did do a test run. It seemed to work out okay. And then I'm gonna make sure that we're actually streaming on YouTube this time around because it didn't work yesterday for whatever reason. I don't know. But it looks good now. Everything looks good for today. So last time we were painting needles. So I'm going to continue on that. Yeah, since yesterday a bunch of lights moved. Now there's a blackout curtain on the back window. All the LEDs changed. Both cameras moved. And what else? Even the easel changed. I think we'll use this green color here. And yeah, it's super warm here today, as far as this area goes. Let me just check our status here. I feel like it's a good compromise on the glare. Okay, everything's good to go. I'm gonna get our point brush out for needles. And there's a lot ahead of us on this painting, so here goes nothing. Should really start at the top and then work my way down. It wouldn't hurt to work on the bark too, before I get too far into bulking up this tree. I'm re-wetting the brush every time I go down to get more paint because I want to maintain the control of the bristles. I want them to stay nice and sharp and predictable too, so it's the same process every time I go down so that it's consistent. It's a good time to do the bark and the branches, the twigs, twig branches, those ones. Hello. How you doing, Marco? You'll have to let me know about the sound today because I reinstalled the Gator because I really needed to run the air conditioning. But I'm hoping it doesn't snap, crackle, and pop like yesterday. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we came a long way, but there's a long way to go. I'm doing well. How are you? Good. Trying to give this tree a little bit more interest before before I cover a lot of it up with branches. And then I'm gonna make, or I'm sorry, pine needles. And then I'm gonna make some of the branches come out from the pine needles and come up, some of them will be hidden. It'll just keep on coming along. I feel like that's plenty dark enough on that side. The light is only going to come through and hit the tree in a couple of areas though. And I think I'm going to add some horizontal strokes too, just to represent some bark and texture. Just kind of gonna blend back and forth from light to dark for a bit here. I guess one more pass of the light color, I think. It's a lot of blending. Especially when I'm like trying to go for something specific. That might be a little too light. No, I don't want it to look like a birch tree. Want to get a good gradient before the last highlight pass of white, that way you can be more arty with it. You don't have to worry about it looking rounded because you already did that with the previous layers. And I think actually a little brighter one more time. But this one's gonna be, there's gonna be less. See, now we're putting in the little details. Gonna freshen up the color a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of like the magic, right? Is the highlights. Giving it dimension and stuff. Making it feel rounded. Because before today, it felt very much like a flat. It was a flat thing. So now I'll just highlight parts of the branches, not a lot of it or anything. Not a lot of it is going to be showing. This one though, this one might show a bit. Okay, there. It's looking more like a tree. Alrighty. Now, I'm gonna take some black. Hello, Meerkat. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been working primarily on the bark, because got to get the bark done before we can touch any more pine needles, which is where I'm about to go next. I'm just putting in a little bit of black detailing on the one side. I'm hoping that the glare is notably better than yesterday.
Did this happen?
Anxiety. Oh no. try to breathe. Everybody's got stuff. There's no easy solution. Almost down to the bottom. Now I have to get that dog hair out of there. I think next time I always have to use a flat right there for that kind of thing. That was kind of difficult to use a point right in there. Okay, there we go. I mean, it's just gonna have to be stylish. Which it is. I feel like, it works. It'll work with the pine needles over it. It will. It will. I'm gonna will it to work. Oh man. Yeah. A lot of people are going through job stuff right now, and it's not easy. And there's nothing that hurts like having to change career paths. Because you would think that tech would be okay, but I guess maybe it depends on the area that you're living in, and I'm sure there's a lot of factors at play that I have no idea about. That is a really difficult thing. You know what? I'm just gonna leave that little boo-boo there and paint over it with something else. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna chisel in some more light before I put more needles down. And I'm going to bring up the reference for that too. I'm thinking I might put in more light into the water as well. Let's just see. Yeah, I would just imagine, since they pushed so many people in that direction, that now it's a little bit flooded, and whenever an industry gets flooded, the wages come down. I know that when I was looking at college, they pushed me towards graphic design, and I ended up not going that direction for like a bunch of reasons. I just didn't like programming. It was just mostly an office job, and there really didn't feel like there was enough art in it for me. So I went into like physical sign making, like sign painting. And now here we are, I don't know, 20 years later, and that field is flooded, and it's hard to get a job in it, and even just being like a vinyl sign person, the hourly is really low. And yeah, they were pushing me towards like HTML and stuff too, and I almost wonder if they push a bunch of people in one direction so that labor becomes cheaper for that industry, like later on, you know? It's just suspicious. Yeah, right? That would make sense. I mean, trying to make like meaningful brush strokes here. You paint with nihilism? No brush strokes have meaning. Also, you can't paint. Well, I mean, there's different ways to go about it for sure. I even did a little video where I did a finger painting and just kind of like attacked it. It's fun to attack it. And I feel like it probably carries the energy. Maybe we should do something like that. It would be therapeutic one of these days. I guess it could be an abstract landscape, but not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily need to be that abstract, does it? I don't know. Okay, that seems fine. Just want to see, I want to make sure that they all have like a buddy, that nobody is unclumped. Just want to make it look like there's light coming from behind the tree. I think I'm just gonna let that branch hang out like that. Nothing's in stone. Let's just go to more needles. I'm gonna start with black needles and work my way up from there. Well, maybe not completely black, but almost. And a really decent amount of water in that paint too, by the way. Just for brush control. It's gonna almost seem like I'm scribbling for extra style points. Back to the water, then back to the paint. I like the way that that is looking a lot better. Now you can see how it looks like the light is kind of coming through from the back side of the tree, now that we have some darkness like on top of it. Starting to look like a pine tree that a bird would sit in. Thank goodness. I'm gonna make a pine needle clip here. Can't wait to get my gimbal. I guess I start at the top. It's so hard to stay steady while holding a phone steady also, I'll tell you what. Okay. Water, paint. And I feel like some of these needles need to come back over the bark too, because the whole trunk wouldn't just be showing in every place. That just doesn't make sense. Water paint, again. If I see a pattern in the splitting of the bristles, I like to go over it the next time around so that it breaks up that pattern. Water paint again, and I'm just rolling the brush to make sure the paint isn't building up on the top of the brush. Sometimes it is scary doing brush strokes like this. Okay, cool. That looks good. Next. Water paint. Pine trees often have little bunches of the needles. They're in groups, and then they kind of flay out from those groups. So I'm trying to keep that in mind when I'm painting this, so it doesn't just look like they're all originating from one point or they're all going in one direction. I'm also going to wait for this black to dry before I put the lighter colors on top. And a little bit more water there to keep that thinner. Okay. Thank you, Abbott. Yeah, we're just ears deep in pine needles right now. Yesterday, I mean, by the end of yesterday, I felt like it just looked like a lump of clay. You know what I'm saying? Now that the bark texture is on, I'm gonna highlight areas of the background a little bit around this bird before I paint in this bird. I'll put a little bit of those like water sparkles in. It's a little bit. Oops, that's too much paint. Red alert. Okay, cool. And I'm trying to bolster this pine tree a bit. It's a little bit thin in some parts. There's so many. Yeah, you know how it is. You get done with a painting session and you're like, I really hope I like this tomorrow. But you know that it's too far away. To be able to judge it in any way. So, I knew. Okay, now there's this area, and it's so far down there. And there we go. That'll make it a lot easier. With this setup, it's a lot easier to move things around, which just makes it easier to paint. And you can kind of see that better sideways anyway. So, there's that. I remember saying like every foliage needs at least 3 colors. At least until and then I might be happy with it. I don't know. Okay. Ooh, that's a hairball on there. I feel like I don't want to see that brown. Popping up there. Makes this distracting almost. Same thing for here. Then I'm thinking, should I put like more needles down in here is what I'm thinking right now. I'm wondering about. Because now's the time to do it if I'm going to do it. Nah, I think it's fine. Okay, now I'm gonna put those highlights on the water. I'm gonna use a flat brush for that. A small flat. And I feel like I have to spray a lot more water on everything 'cause it's so warm. It's like we're in a little oven. Found out if I don't start the air conditioner when it hits 74, then it will never actually catch up. So, the more you know. Okay, here it goes. I should try to do that sparkle thing that everybody does nowadays. Let's see. I go here, then here. And it tapers off, but that main amount of highlight kind of goes the same, follows the same line as the bird. Just gonna be patient with this process here. Probably gonna need more white there. And this is why, instead of having like one big water that I have to dump all the time, I have 3 smaller waters so that one of them can be for dark tones, one can be for if I'm using yellow or red, and then the other one can be for light colors or just adding water. Because I do add water a lot and I need to be able to pull clean water so it doesn't affect the paint the paint color that I'm using. feel like I was too impatient yesterday to do this part. So it's good to come back and do it correctly. Okay. This is just pure white that I'm using right now for these, the brightest highlights. No water or anything in here. I don't want these to be all the same length. And then I think I want them to be smaller and smaller as they get away from the middle of the highlight. Okay, now it's time to go back to needles, but we're gonna go with like a mid-tone. And then we'll do a highlight, which will be kind of more of a yellow-green. I'm gonna go see if my coffee is cold yet from the freezer. I do like that area a lot up there. That's a lot better. I dig it. And I'm playing around with the idea of doing that here too. I don't know. Maybe I should just do it because I keep on going back to that. Keep on thinking like maybe I should do that. Okay, so I'm going to do it, and I'm going to start by adding some of those highlights. I'm going to wait for that to dry, and then I'll do the black needles over it, and then it will be all caught up to what we're going to be doing next. Just a bunch of medium. Medium green. See, is this too saturated though? I don't know. Added a little bit of white and a little bit of yellow, just a tad. And I think this will be enough to do the whole tree. Just a little bit more water. Want to make sure there's no chunks and that everything is pretty, not quite fluid, but not blobby. We're gonna have to think of a viscosity chart for paint for controllability versus opacity, I guess. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna start at the top. Gonna go in bunches. Ah, God. Scared me, dog. Quiet, dog. We got a package, I think. I think that was the package. Now it's a different truck. I know. That's another truck. You know what it is? He has like his favorite bone right now. feeling really protective. No. Here. Yeah, that angle's kind of tricky. Still tricky. How do I get that spot? I do not know. There we go. I just have to be upside down and painting all the way over there. It's kind of tricky. It's funny, why does it sound like they have like 9 garbage containers that they're rolling back? Yeah. No, them. No. I just think it's funny. I mean, they can't hear all the garbage containers, but it was a lot of moving. And there will be a third color. And then depending on how I feel, I might drag some of the medium color over the whole thing again. I don't know, it really depends. And this color will change as it dries also. Oh, don't worry about it, Meerkat. People come, people go. People all over the place. I know I didn't, I was streaming one less day last week because I did the big studio move, which I still need to make the video of the transition of that whole thing. And I even have a time-lapse portion of that video that'll be entertaining, of like moving everything out of the old space. So maybe I'll have time to do that today because I just got the last, I think my package came for the last little touch, decorative touch that I'm going to be doing to this set. I got crystals. Mandatory. For that the backdrop behind me. I thought it would look pretty. To sparkle with the little sparkle lights. I don't know. I think the highlight needles will really bring this together. Oh man, so many. I almost feel like there should be I guess it will happen when we add the highlights. There will be areas that are a little bit darker and areas that are a little bit lighter. And I'm gonna have to use the reference photo to kind of keep myself on track with that, I think. That's what's gonna have to happen. Oh, that's right. Remember what we were gonna do down there? Okay, here we go. I think I'm gonna like this because it's gonna ground it a little bit more. Okay, now I'm back to the medium green. Oops. It's a little close. Okay, now I feel like I can do these black needles at the bottom and then also that little tuft that I added up there. I feel like I can do something with that now. Oop. Okay, now I'm gonna lighten up the color just a little bit, and I think I'm gonna add some lighter version of the pine needles in specific locations here. Goodness gracious, gotta wet down the paint. I'm gonna use cadmium yellow light, which is my go-to. My go-to yellow, I hardly use anything else. I'm gonna use a little bit of white too. Don't want it to be too fresh. And instead of pulling the needle all the way down to the base where the tree is, I'm gonna stop halfway. Halfway down the needle, I'm gonna stop with this color, with this slightly lighter, slightly yellower color. Hi, Ath. How are you doing? No worries. Yeah, schedules. Never ending. I totally get it. Well, I'm glad that you could pop in and check out my new setup. I hopefully have better audio now. I always say that because I'm never convinced until I myself hear it on YouTube with like a headset and the whole deal. But I did do a test before I started. I needed to be able to run my AC at the same time as streaming, man. So I had to do like noise suppression and like a gator and like all this stuff I had no idea how to do, so I had to look up tutorials and just like, it was a mess. Oh no, because you have summer school, right? Ugh. Yeah, and you don't even know, like, I'm gonna add crystals to this setup, to this background curtain. Oh man, I think they're here too. I'm gonna grab. Yeah, not just even that, the camera that's here looking at the painting, I can flip it around to this desk if we ever wanted to do like a craft. And then the face cam would still work too, it'd just be a profile. And then we could do whatever here. So if we ever wanted to do a craft stream, or I found myself like wanting to stream while working on something, that's totally possible, and that sounds like a lot of fun. So what is your presentation about? I think this is fun. An extra credit. Oh my god, there's so much. In a box, in a bag, in foam, which is in another bag. We'll get there. The prismatic crystals, why wouldn't you? I don't even know why they have a regular option. Ooh, pretty. So I got these, and I'm gonna string them around with like the lights and things. Might be subtle for you guys, but for me it's gonna be fantastic. And I think it's gonna look really nice in videos, actually. So this is really exciting. I don't know, maybe I'll do it like here. Maybe I'll do them along the monitor. Oh my god, okay, maybe that's a little much. That might be a little much. We're not going for like diva or anything like that. Okay, enough distractions, back to needles. I'll put those up after we finish this. That's the main objective right now. The best distractions are the ones that sparkle. And that's a good pull quote. So, okay, going back to that light green, I'm gonna go halfway. Halfway down the needle. I'm not gonna worry about extending it, that's fine, it can extend. And I'm going to try to be strategic about, unlike the previous layers, about what is in front of what. Is this branch in front of that branch? If so, then these needles are going to show through and the other ones are going to stay shadowed. You know what I'm saying? This is under. This one is definitely in front. So these bunches are going to go in front, on top. Get more highlights. Whatever you want to say about that. Okay, that's looking good. I'm starting to incorporate some thicker strokes here and there. I think that might be a good call. So not everything is so tiny. Wah. I hear you. You know what's unfortunate though? No, I can't tell who did the quack on this screen for some reason. In OBS, it won't tell me who did it. It'll give me all my other alerts, but not the sound alerts, which is so bizarre. Why? I think this is really going to start to look good on the next color. You'll see. I know, I keep on saying that too. You'll never know. I would have to walk all the way over there. So, Ath, I need help deciding what the next series of paintings is going to be. Because I think the Forest Therapy series is kind of putting itself out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's good with those needles. Thank you, Marco. It's coming along. I know it's like this pine needle part is a lot. It's a lot. But I mean, it's the only other thing that's detailed besides the birds themselves, so it's okay to spend some time on this part, I feel like. So many needles. I mean, there's probably like thousands. If you consider We've just done so many. And the next layer I feel like will be lighter and looser. Lighter and looser, we'll see. I underestimated how much paint I would need for this step. Okay, now the white, yellow, green is next. Okay. I'm gonna have to try to say that. Kamihimo. Is it Kamihimo? Kamihimo. Can you spell that out phonetically? Bracelets. Absolutely amazing. Are those the string bracelets? Are they string or beads or both? Are they the ones that are kind of like macrame with little bead portions? They can be both. Okay. Very good. Very cute. I would like to see pictures, and what's your favorite color combo so far on that? Because that sounds like fun. I need more yellow, more cadmium yellow. Need to organize the paint still, guys. It's not happening yet. White and yellow, and I'm just gonna mix it on top of the color that we were using before. And that'll be enough green. I am gonna get all the previous green out of the brush first. Or at least a bunch of it. The ones that you use like handheld wheels for, so you'll just use cardboard and cut slots into it. Oh! Kamihimo. Kamihimo? Oh, okay, got you. Thank you. Very good. I mean, I feel like I went through a phase where I made those. Maybe I didn't. I remember people making them. Is this the right color green? Or should I add more white? Ooh, I don't know. Should we test it? Ah, that's fine. I'm gonna vary between skinny strokes and thick strokes, and that's just for style points. Because this is the style layer. Just like the white with the in the bark. This is the color that will dictate the style of the needles. Ooh, yay. Pictures on the Discord. In shenanigans? No. Private. Okay. Oh my gosh. So they're round. Wow, that looks like that is quite a task. But they're beautiful. It looks like a snake. Okay, not going to use the reference for this part because we're just going to shoot from the hip. It is easy once you get the pattern of moving strings. Yeah, imagine, like knitting or any of that stuff, right? You just kind of, you learn it and then you can do it while you're doing other things. And then it's like a peaceful deal. Okay. Strategically putting this highlight color in. I do have some iced coffee, and it's the best. Oh man, where do we start? Where do we start? So hard. I forgot the coffee. Here it is. I have 3 different beverages to my left. I have water, tea, iced tea, and iced coffee. But the tea got there way before the coffee. I just wanted to... It's really hot in here. Like, no joke. Even with the air conditioner on, it is still a roasty, toasty 82 degrees in here on the inside. Gonna have to like go buy a fan or something. That'll be the family outing in a second. Whoa. Yeah. I suppose we should definitely put some yellow wherever there's white. So that would make sense. Oh God, it's 115 out. But I think, aren't we in a heat wave or something? Because you're kind of on the West Coast. It seems like it's been more hot this year than previous years. Usually we get fog. What the heck? Where's my fog? I'm in a coastal location. At least we got ice cream bars in the freezer for later. Pupper does not like excessive heat, no. Yeah, I took my pupper out before the stream and it was already like really hot and I ran him under the hose. And he was still hot. She just sits in the sun? Oh. 5 minutes, yeah, that's about right. 5 minutes is about right. It's too hot to go any more than that. How old is your dog now, Ath? Yeah, she cannot. 7 months? Oh my gosh. That's weird. I didn't know our dogs were that close together, actually, because you got yours older. Because my doggo is 9 months old, and now he's getting so big. Like, he got way bigger. I'm just about to give the neighbors, like, this little pet carrier thing that we bought that was for dogs that are between 20 and 25 pounds, right? And we thought, oh yeah, that'll just be his travel crate forever. And, do you want to know how big he is now? Indy, come here. So he was going to be 20, 25, and we were thinking, oh, that'll be perfect, you know? Kind of small. Because now he's this big. It's just bigger. Bigger than we thought. Right? So now I think he's gonna stop growing. He's adorable. I know, he's so cute. He's shedding. As every dog would be shedding right now. No hair in the paint though, it's a win. Now sweaty dog hair. No, not too bad. Not too bad. And he's still like a little bit damp from me hosing him off earlier too. So that's like double points. A recent picture of the pupper. I gotta take some of, like, his floof is finally, with Australian Shepherds, you have to wait a year and a half before their floof is entirely floofed in. So I'm still waiting for that. But yeah, I think our neighbors just got a dog that must weigh like 12 ounces, so it will definitely fit in that little bag. You did put them in the public Discord. All right, so anybody that wants to see App's puppy. Cute. Pippin. Is she fast? She looks fast. And does she yodel yet? So fast. Loves blankets. That's so cute. Okay, I think that area is good. Oh man, game over, man. I'm in probably a lot of rabbits around there, I'm sure. Yodel dog. Yeah, our dog's a little bit better lately than being left in the crate. Like, I mean, we only leave him for maybe a couple hours at a time ever. Maybe a couple times a week. Because we're just not all out of the house very often. And, it seems like he only puts up a fuss for a couple minutes, which is good. But man, is that fuss loud. Oh, thank you for the follow. Leo Racilla. Anytime she wants anything, she yodels at you. That's so funny. I want to hear that sometime. Maybe I'll YouTube it. That cracks me up. Funny. Trying to let the painting tell me where these yellow needles need to go. I'm really checking like where they lead you, where they lead your eye, and that business. I don't want to put too many in because they are very stylish and very high contrast. There we go. Now we can move up. I can't wait for the excited yodel video. Man, I found an open window. It's letting out some of our precious, precious cold air. No, not that. Somewhat, our precious, precious, somewhat cold air. Somewhat slightly colder than outside cold air. Oh man. Gotta make that a little bit better looking. There we go. I was not digging that paint stroke, was not good. Oh no. That was not looking good. It's okay. We fixed it. It's fine. It was scary though, I'm not gonna lie. Oh no, your slideshow. It's scary. So what do you have left to do on it? Just practice it or what? And is this an in-person presentation or online? Okay, those little weird ends are gonna get covered up by the wing. No worries. Okay, that's good. Whew. You have to create your own government/country. Whoa, that's actually kind of interesting. Huh. 10 detailed slides with custom infographics and charts. Yeah, I would imagine so. Okay, those look a lot better. Moving on up. Boring political slides. Huh. I'm sure whatever you present, you'll be fine. Only one more week of the government part? And then it's economics, huh? Oh man, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. Okay, I think these needles are gonna go on top. Can't remember much of my economics class, honestly. I wonder if it's any different now than it was then. I would imagine there's some different information available now, but... 2 semesters. So the online classes are like the school, or I'm sorry, school classes are online for summer. Yeah, I don't know if you would have more impact with that kind of content in person. May as well be online. Especially when it's 115 degrees out and you can't do anything outside anyway. Online high school program. Right on. Online PE class? Go for a 30-minute run. An experiment with dehydration and not passing out. Well, it's good to know your limits. That's funny. It's also funny, at some point in your adulthood, maybe sooner for some folks, especially after this whole thing that we went through together, you realize that your teachers are just people. And you're like, oh yeah. And that you should always think about what's happening. Because everyone makes mistakes. Okay, that can stay dark there. I like that. Maybe another big one here. I'm going to add just a little bit of white to what we have going on right now. Just to pump up the opacity. And I'm going to go over some of the thicker strokes to give them a little bit of dimension, a little bit more pop. Not all of them, just some of the big ones. Yeah, some teachers are more friendly than others, for sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Some teachers are better than others. I decided to not continue my son's transitional kindergarten, which is totally optional, by the way. He was going to go into transitional kindergarten this year, but after experiencing the teacher firsthand, we decided to not carry on with that. And so next year, we're going to need to request one of the other 3 kindergarten teachers, because there's no way I'm going to put him through that. No, sir. I was paying attention, and I was like, no, thank you. And then she came into my work, like, I don't know, a couple months later, and I was like, oh, it all makes sense now. Yeah, exactly. And you should. If you have the power to switch classes to a teacher that you either jive with better or you just think is better, you're probably right. and should do so, because it's only gonna help you learn. Even if it just makes the class more palatable to be in, it will help you learn. What needs another coat here? These guys up here. What do I need to do? Go upside down for this one? Well, high school doesn't really matter much. It just teaches you how to play ball. I mean, there's definitely some career lines where if you do well early on, it jumpstarts you for sure. But I know a bunch of people that got their GED way later that are doing really well. I mean, you know, it just depends. What is success to you? Is it just a monetary goal? Or is it, you know, finding happiness? Is it being in a place? Is it being around certain people? Is it having like a partner? Like, you know, you realize, or some people realize later on in life, that your end goal and what success is dramatically different for each person. It does take a lot of pressure off if success is not a monetary goal for you. Man, I might need to go to the beach today because it's that warm. I think being happy where you're at is probably the best version of success, honestly. Man, there's some people out there like van lifing it now. Woo! I get addicted to those videos sometimes. You know, the conversion videos where they're like pretty darn minimalist, and they're basically just living in some sort of vehicle house hybrid, whatever that may be, whether it's like a trailer or a van or God knows. And their toilet area is also like a bathtub / shower. It's really incredible. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to live that small. The smallness that I'm living at right now is as small as I go, I think. I think it is. Self-sustainability is a dream. Yeah. Oh, to be like like off-grid sustainable, or just what kind of sustainable? Some people like want to do that whole need no outside inputs which is incredible. It's incredible. Right now, we are 2 adults, 1 child, and a medium Doug in 500 square feet. And that includes my broadcasting studio, art studio deal. And that's a lot to fit into one spot. And I think that's pretty much as small as I can go and do everything that I need to do. So I'm making pretty big amounts of art now. And I gotta fit it somewhere. Like I gotta store it in like all the stuff. Just all the stuff. The packaging. Everything. But then I also have like a camper that I can take, that I tow behind my truck. And I guess that's like my bug out trailer, bug out situation, just in case. And we can survive in there. Like if you're talking like minimalist, yeah, I can survive in there. There's even like a little portable toilet. Where is my white paint? Here it is. Being able to load a shopping cart without having to worry about it. Yeah, I remember like, I don't know, it was 6 or 7 years ago when I was in Portland, and there was a girl that I was working with that was just like, I just want to buy a throw pillow without having to wait a month to do it. And I was like, oh, okay, well that makes sense. Ooh, 1% chance of rain. Why did they even put that on there? I need a white that's open. These are not open. 1% chance of rain. Good luck with that. Oh my god, is this one open? Ooh, a mixing white. Don't use that. That doesn't work. I mean, unless you want to use that. I think it's like getting warmer. Let's see. Let's see what it is. It's Arizona, it never rains. Yeah, that's why you have like rocks instead of trees. It's fine. No, it's still 82. Usually when it gets over 80 inside the house, I start getting antsy. It did rain yesterday. It didn't rain here. Oof. 115 and raining. Does that mean it feels like a jacuzzi? Just like being dumped out on your head? Because I'm pretty sure, like, when I get into my dad's, like, my parents, they have a hot tub. When I get into the hot tub, it's like 102. Like, I think my foot spa gets to maybe 110. So do you, like, use a shade umbrella to, like, walk to your car? Also, it's gotta be really hot in your car. It's not melting. Oh, that's interesting. All right, guess what? We're finally done with the tree. Holy Moses. And we're done with the background. The background looks nice. I think it's pretty, the little sparklies. So now this bird, this birdie boy, he is going to overlap those needles. And so is this birdie boy. He's going to overlap some of the edges of the needles too. So if it looks like they're a little bit crowded, I think that's going to get alleviated because these feathers are black. They're black, so that will be enough contrast the beak, I almost said bill, the beak is black. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, except for this edge, I'm gonna darken up some of the edges or lighten them up to create a little bit more contrast between the background and the color of the bird, because right now they're not popping. And let me show you something cool that I can now do. I can now do something cool with my camera because it has a deal where I can do like a mode, I'll show you, where we can check the contrast. Let's see. Yeah. So now you can see we got a grayscale mode, and if I tilt this towards you so you're looking at it straight on, you can see what areas need to pop a bit more. Because if it doesn't work in black and white, it doesn't really work. So you can see what I'm saying, like it's okay that this is soft, like actually that's preferred that that's a soft transition, that's not going to show at all, because you know the less contrast, the less of a focal point it is. So this dark area is kind of hugging our birds, and that's great. And so we just got to make them pop from the background a bit. So I think we do have time to do the feathers, the tail feathers. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to need a small point, different from what I think Stanley is going to be perfect for this actually. Thanks, Tyler. Do you need some water? No. Oh, sorry. Yeah, bring a whole bunch of that. It's like a raging inferno. Do you feel okay? Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm just checking to see. Check to see that everybody's alive and hydrating. Thank you for the follow, Soul Punch, and welcome. Okay, now I got a medium point, and sorry, a small point, very small point. Not the smallest, but I think that this is going to be perfect for feathers. And I just need to do a dog hair inspection real quick, and then we'll jump in there. And I'm going to check the reference photo. And I think the tips of these feathers are just black, and then we're going to be adding white spots after. Yeah, I'll start with this one and then go around. I'm hoping these birdie boys go kind of quick, but we'll see. If not, that's okay. I'll just I'll do a bonus stream. Because I do have to finish this week. I did not go to art school. I did get some sort of like partial scholarship, but it kind of seemed like a scam, so I didn't take it. But I am self-taught. My mom is a professional commercial artist and a sign painter. And I just got jobs really early on that were creative. And so I've been a commercial artist for over 20 years now, which sounds like a long time because I started so young. And now I'm transitioning into fine art from commercials and sign art. So I've been doing more fine art painting lately. Lately being like maybe the last 4 years or something like that. Hello, Nerdiest King. How are you guys doing today? I finished all the needles. $50,000 needles later. Honestly, though, I wonder how many brush strokes that was. Many. Thank you. I hope so. It's a present. It has to turn out good. Has to. Oh, thank you. There are a couple things here and there that I'm not so sure about, but yeah. It's thankfully the minority. I think there's only one painting this year where I'm like, ugh. So it's been good. But I've been doing a lot more planning, so that helps out a bunch. I'm gonna have to make an area that is the bird blue. I gotta make a bird blue area that goes one way to white and one way to black. Okay, now these feathers are funny when they're very technical. Whereas fur is like this crazy, chaotic painting fest. Feathers are like more, I don't know, you have to be more diligent, I guess. More planned. I feel like I do anyway. It's like those are gray, these are half black. What is the next one? The next one's half black as well. And then after that, they're full black with some white detailing. So, yeah. You bought the discs. I could imagine not wanting to use the cardboard discs after maybe a couple, because it seems like that could be kind of tricky. Okay, now these are full black. And I'm sure the plastic ones weren't that expensive. Unless they are. When we were at the craft store yesterday, Tyler and I bought him some more rainbow beads. You know, the ones that you can put on a little circle disc and then melt them together to become like some sort of little design or ornament or whatever. But now I'm thinking it's not such a great activity for today, and maybe like water balloons would be a better idea. But hey, at this rate, I could probably just put them on the little disc and then just leave them in the sun, and then they would be all glued together. Perler beads. Yes, perler beads. I know, I almost whipped them out and made something like on stream, except for I have to get this done. Have to get this done. This is happening. Because you know me, I love being distracted. Now I wanted to make something for Tyler because he like likes putting them together and he likes putting them on the little round thing, but then we can never get to a full design before he kind of loses interest in it, which I don't blame him. It takes a long time to get those together. I don't think that's quite like 5-year-old territory. Those little sparkles in the water are kind of cute. I'm glad I added a bunch of them, because when it was just 3, it was weird. But now I feel like it's a lot better. Yeah, super, yeah. That seems more like the age range for it. That 10 to 12 where they can really see the payoff and keep going. That seems like that would be good. Well, you know, when he gets into it, I even got the little gun. Well, it's kind of like a little gun, you know, where it's, you load up the top with the little beads, then you close the chamber, and then you push the button and it loads one the correct direction, and you just bloop, bloop, bloop. Makes it much faster. Okay, that's the black of one wing. It is amazing. It's just, it takes the tedious part and cuts it down a bit. They're dedicated. 5 feet. Looks amazing. Thank you. Thank you. We are getting there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these feathers in, and then we're going to call it a session because, like, it's getting hot in here. Need to go buy some water balloons. Okay, the black. I mean, something. I'm assuming that the pool around here is already booked for the day. So people get on that stuff. So there's just not enough public pools in this area. And they're all like crowd restricted right now. So they're not even operating at full capacity. So I mean, like, I couldn't get in for swimming lessons at all this year. Not for me. For my kid. I know how to swim decently well. At least enough to not drown. I know how to not drown. Calmly. I cannot drown calmly. Yeah, yeah. Especially when it's black wet paint. Scary. Although, it being like 83 degrees in here means that this paint is drying wicked fast. So there's that. Like, those black feathers are almost dry. Almost there. And then I don't know if I'm going to continue this evening or tomorrow. I might have to do it this evening, honestly. We'll see. It's one of the two. I took art in, I mean, like, I had one art class in high school, but I don't remember it being very impactful. Or two. I took one drawing class in college, but it wasn't a primary focus because at that point I was thinking more graphic design. Mostly it's just practice, practice, practice. And then there's so much content online now that between just studying on YouTube and using online resources and then getting your stuff looked at by somebody else if you need help. You don't necessarily need to do that. Depends on your goals. You can go very far. And also depending on what kind of painting you're doing and if you get stuck. If you never get stuck, then you're never going to need too much help. I mean, especially in the beginning, you'll probably get better and better, but there's a bunch of online, like monthly subscription, online universities, if you will, that are really great for teaching artwork. Better than I thought a lot of my college classes, so at least there's that now, and that's kind of nice. Okay, see now with the contrast between the feathers and the background, that's making the bird pop a lot more, and that's much, much better. And this guy's got he's got dark spots too, but I'm gonna have to mix a whole palette of paint before we do that guy. And they do both have black beaks. Like, I recently did that Acrylic University program, and that was pretty cool. And that was way better. I think it was $30 a month or something. That was better than anything I ever learned in art school. It was more... I could replay things and pause stuff. I mean, it was just like, wow. And just all study at your own pace. And then to cover the critique aspect part of it, they had a Facebook group where you could post your work and ask for feedback. So that's what you would do to replicate a critique type setting. Okay, there. Now I'm gonna put it down. It's too warm. I'm dying. I'm about to start like misting myself, which actually that wasn't so bad. Now I'm gonna mist the dog and I'm gonna mist the kid. I'm gonna clean out all these paintbrushes, and thanks guys for hanging out today. And we'll finish this either tonight after it's like not 80 degrees inside the house, or tomorrow morning. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Well, thank you so much, and I'll see you then. See, is there anybody around to say hi to? Yeah. You haven't said hi to say. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.